All right, so I just wanted to shoot a live. I'm down here just getting ready to step onto the yacht. And one of the things that I just wanted to just mention is um, it's about being financially free. And as we get on the yacht, I'm going to be hanging out with Myron Golden, and who's one of my mentors and coaches, Russell Brunson. Um, there's going to be a few of us that are going to be here just in a private session on the yacht today. And why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing this because in order for us to create financial independence and freedom, one thing that I've learned is that you have to invest in yourself. You have to be around. They say that um, you're that you can measure your your well-being, whether it be financial, whether it be fitness, whether it be just mindset, based on the top five people, the five people that you hang out the most with, that you're around the most. And one way you may have heard it said is is that your network will determine your net worth. I think I heard Grant Cardone say that. Grant Cardone is not one of my mentors at all, but I think I heard him say it, and I'm not sure he's the only one I'm sure he's not the only one that said it. But what I'm saying is, in order for me personally, like we do nearly, just under a couple $1 million a year, and but that was an initial. I mean, that's great compared to what I was doing, based on the way I grew up. I mean, I grew up in poverty, right? I grew up single mom, no, like we were in some really, like I used to look and wait for her to bring food home from work because she worked at a bar, and just bringing food home from work, we used to look forward to her doing that, because that's that we lived that kind of life for a while. And I vowed that I would never raise my kids. I never raise my kids that way. So what would I have to do? I'd have to learn two things. One, I had to learn how people that lived like this, like who lived the way that I wanted to live, who accomplished the things that I wanted to accomplish, whether it be, you know, career wise, financially, sports wise, whatever I was doing, I had to learn what they do. I had to understand how they thought. I had to be taught and trained by them, whether it be books or just getting around them. So I made them part of my network. And 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 the further I got, like the closer I got to people, I realized that my net worth, the closer I got to people that were actually accomplishing things on the financial side that I wanted to, like 10 times more than where I was at, or more. Then, and I listened and I implemented, then I realized what started to happen with my income. It started to rise. It started to rise. And so that's one thing. And so today, you know, even though I'm blessed to be able to have the financial independence and freedom. I'm blessed to be making, over a couple $1 million a year. Um, the greater blessing is that I'm able to, one, have my kids. My kids also understand the principles. They're also utilizing the methods that I use with, Airbnb, passive income, and coaching and mentoring and training people to do what it is you're passionate about. And so So we do both. And but so that's one. So we've changed our generational cycles because my kids are all between the ages of 20, 24 to 28. And then my son-in-law is who's married to my oldest daughter. He's 32, I believe, 33, just turned 33. So they're all financially independent. There's no like I couldn't say that when I was their ages, traveling the world, doing all kinds of things that a lot of their friends wish they could do, and it's because they just implement things that they didn't learn in school, whether it be the good private high schools that I paid a lot of money for them to go to, or the good colleges that we paid a lot of money for them to go to. They didn't learn that. And so today, none of them are doing what they went to college for, but they're all financially free. And they're all making a difference in the world with the talents and the blessings, the talents and the gifts that they've been blessed with, right? So now, so that's one. But here's the second thing that's really a great, like over the top as far as the reward. And what that is I've also helped many others that are not part of my biological family. They're part of my family. They're my brothers and sisters. Like inside my academy, many other moms, dads, grandma, granddad, sons, daughters. Like I've helped them to also achieve the same things that we've achieved. How to use Airbnb passive income without owning property to build their own 5 to multiple 6 figure a year Airbnbs to help to help gain the financial independence and freedom, and then also teaching them how to show others how to do, whether it be Airbnb or how to do something that they're also passionate about in the coaching space. Now you're able to reach thousands and thousands of other people that your gifts, your talents, your passions that you've been blessed with, how you're able to share those in a way that you're making a true difference in the world and in people's lives. And so that's what we're doing today. We're going to be on with Russell Brunson, and I mean y'all should all know Russell. If you don't know Russell, then go ahead and look him up. You'll see he's the owner of ClickFunnels, $100 million company. He's 43 years old, and he's just brilliant. Um, but Russell is the mentor of and one of the coaches for Myron. Myron's one of my coaches as well, and so we're all just spending some good intimate time getting into some high level things. It was about 50 of us today, about 50, 60 of us today in one of our mastermind meetings. So it was yesterday and today. So it was great. That, just so you know, just to be in these groups, it costs over $100,000 a year, right? But then, there's another level where, like, from that 50, there's another 20 or so of us that are coming out to the yacht. And then now it's even just a higher level. Those of us that are in a position to be able to, or are ready to get to that 10, 20, $30 million a year point, right? And to get there, it ain't just about a bunch of strategies and techniques. That's important, but it's not about like a flood of information. Like it's just a few things that you're doing, and it's a matter of doing it just a little bit differently. Or it might be something that you're not doing, and you just have to implement with what you're doing. And so there's things that we share at this level, and that just takes your businesses to the next level. But why do I do it? I do it also not just for me, but I do it because I have students as well that are in Mastermind. I have a program where, are they there? Oh, okay. All right. So, so, so we have, I have students that are in my Airbnb program where they invest anywhere from five to $25,000 just so that they can have the transformation, get the financial freedom, and now they're generating, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year with their Airbnb, right? And so that's getting them the financial freedom. And then, there's other students that are also in masterminds that are investing $50,000, $100,000 a year so that they can now build generational wealth. And so, but I can't teach them, I can't keep taking them to the next level unless I'm pouring into myself, right? With guys that are doing stuff much bigger than I am. And so that way I get to learn and I get to bring back to them, um, the greatest things out there that they may not know, right? And it's not about just regurgitating something that someone tells me. It's not about that. It's about really so taking things in that make sense, and if it works, then you show others how to do it, right? But here's one piece that's also key, because again, it ain't about just strategies and techniques. Once you get to a certain level, like sometimes to get to a certain level, it's really a lot of it is mindset. Like there's some mindset things that, like me personally, just this week, just the 2 days that I was here so far, the mindset stuff that was shared, like I personally, like I can understand why I'm only doing a couple $1 million a year. I can understand it because there's some mindset things that was shared this year that now that I understand them, like I mean, I expect that I will 10x that within the next 6 months or sooner. So you think they're over there? Oh, oh, you think it's these ones? Oh, because you got people right out here. Yeah, yeah. So, in any case, I'll be sharing some more. So hopefully, if you understand that, um, you know, I'll be sharing more about some of the things that I'm getting because I personally, like Myron's one of my coaches. I've learned from Sam Ovens. I mean, I started with Sam, and you could look Sam Ovens up as well. Ovens, he's, Sam is also a young guy from um, uh, where is Sam from? Not from Australia. Uh, the other little country, the Kiwi country, right across from it. But Sam, like, I started with him, like with his smallest program that he doesn't even have anymore. It's called Accelerator, and that program, like literally, it cost me what? It cost me, I think, $2,400 when I got it, and that was what 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And literally within 30 days I knew that, like like he was the real deal, and I needed to know more. And so I invested in his next program, which was like $8,000 at the time, and then I was just kind of hanging out there for about a year and a half. And then I invested in his mastermind, which was 36,000, 36 to 50,000, and that's not like on a payment plan. It's like you just have to pay it right then and there, right? But to be in a room with other multimillionaires, that in order to be there, you couldn't be making less than $100,000 a month when I started. And I was with Sam for a couple of years, and until he sold the company, and now he started a whole new platform, and he's the owner of school, and so and that's but he's brilliant, but also the relationships and the people inside of these masterminds, they are brilliant. I got a chance to meet, like today. I was having lunch with a few people today that I didn't know before coming in, and the stuff like let me I'll save it, but I'm gonna tell you the stuff that we were talking about. It blew my mind. Like I couldn't, like I did not. like for some reason, like I just didn't think that people thought like this. Like I didn't realize how many people like have so many great ideas, but they ain't people with just ideas. They're implementing. Like they're already doing $2 million a month, $3 million a month, right? And continuing to grow $7 million a month. Like people were in the room that just got finished doing like $8 million a day. Like it's this ridiculous stuff that I'm talking about. And so, but in order to understand this stuff and learn it, you got to be around them, right? And we shared numbers, and it's just great because it's that's part of the family, and it's about serving, and but the beautiful thing is like the people that they serve are also very, very successful, which is why they're making so much money, because the value that they provide is 10 times more than what they're getting in return. That's how it's supposed to be. If you are out there, and if you're paying high levels, money, premium price money, and whatever you're paying to learn something, you're not getting 10 times the return on that investment, then you need to really rethink that, right? So with that, but again, you know, it ain't like they doing it for you, right? Don't get that twisted. At that level, it's about you just being able to implement, right? And it's about you. So that's why in many cases, in order to get in, the prices are so high because, like, if you just a beginner, there's a lot of things you won't understand, and so it's gonna be hard for you to get those results. But but again, that's at that level where you're paying 50,000, 100,000, $200,000 to be in these groups to get the training and the instruction and the mindset and the connections that you need that make things go so much faster, right? But there's also ways to start, and that's why like you got to look for those things too. Some of them are just books, like there's books you can read, and one book, in fact, that I'll recommend. There's a couple that I'll recommend. I mean, there's one, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read that, you should. That was probably the first book I've ever read way back, when I was in college. So that was it. But another one is the the secrets the secrets to getting rich by Wallace D. Waddles. That's one of the books that I recommend for all my Accelerator Academy students. It's like one of the basic books. I listened to that book probably about 100 times, probably more than that, like probably 200 times, 200 or 300 times. And that's all I listen to other than my Bible, reading my Bible. That's the only book I listened to before I hit my first $1 million in the Airbnb space. So that was the book I listened to. And then once I did that, once I hit that first goal, then I started venturing out and seeing what other books were being recommended by others. And then another one that I would recommend is if you're higher level, like if you're already doing some things, like you're already doing some things, there's another one that I would recommend. It's called 10X. 10X by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, I believe it is. So 10X is called 10X is easier than 2X. So I would recommend that. If you get those books on Audible, and you listen to any of those books, like you will, it will totally change um, the trajectory of of how you're thinking. And then there's a couple others that I'm going to recommend. And I'm recommending these because these are the guys that are going to be here. And like Russell Brunson's got a series. One of his series is .com Secrets, the Expert Secrets, and Traffic Secrets. Like that series. Hey guys, yeah, that series is the series that he has, and then Myron has a book called. He's got a few books, but one is Trash Man to Cash Man. And you read that story, and it's gonna change your world. So I would recommend those two books as well, and then you'll be blessed. So with that, we're getting ready to get on the yacht, and then I'll hit you guys back up later and let you know how that's going. All right. So God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, don't forget, read your Bible. God bless you.